G'day football fans and welcome back to episode 10 of Brentford to Big Time. Today we are taking on Leicester away at the King Power Stadium. It is in the middle of January we're 2.5 years. It's January 2025. Man, I need to get better at these intros. Before we get into it, we've got heaps to catch you up on and I'm so excited about what I'm catching you up on because from where we were this time last year to where we are now, unbelievable. Anyway, before we get into it, make sure you do leave us that like down below, subscribe if you're new around here, comment what you think of the video, all that sort of great stuff. Of course, being in January, we are still in the transfer window, so if you do have any ideas of how we can improve the squad, who we should be looking to force out, all that sort of stuff, make sure you let me know down below, and let's get into it. I'm going to start the catching up by, I guess, a couple of key things that aren't necessarily good news, and you can see them, they're sticking out like sore red thumbs or fingers or whatever it is that's happened. Michael Olise and Ryan Shirky, so both of the big, new, exciting forward signings are both injured currently. Michael Olise, as you see here, broken foot, out for 3 months. If we look at his injury history, since he signed for us, I think he might have been at the club when he did this, but that's a tight calf in pre-season, that's fine, that's to be expected, I guess. Then broke ribs and was out for 3 weeks, and then not too long after coming back, he broke his foot in a match, in a tackle. It's not great, and he's out for another 2 to 3 months. Ryan Shirky is also currently out. If we look, a torn hamstring. He's out for 2 months, just making sure you can actually see that. I'm not blocking anything, which is what I've tried to do, here, behind my head here, on these screens, it's the stats, but the career stats, and I guess you can't see their average rating. Let me know if you think where you think I should move. If you think there's a spot, either corner, up in this top corner, or this. I mean, this top corner doesn't really make sense because cover his face and name. Or this top corner, this bottom corner. Let me know what you reckon. I heard him move it around and, do things. But the crux of it is, unfortunately, Ryan Shirky out for a couple of months with a torn hamstring. On a whole, though, as you can probably guess by the decent average ratings here, I mean, ignore Karnaseki, but he's had 2 appearances, and one of them was a really surprising one where I think he saved a penalty in the match, so it made sense that he has a good rating. But looking at the other one, Vitaly Janelt has been absolutely sensational. He's just signed a new contract because his previous contract was running out at the end of next season, and he was, attracting interest from clubs like Borussia Dortmund, and I think Tottenham were also after him. So we tied him down to a new contract. He's been very, very good, sitting in as that halfback that we've been using recently. I've been very, very impressed with him, and as a player that last season wasn't really in favour, and I wasn't myself, I wasn't too keen on him, I guess. He's really stood up this season and been super, super impressed with him. Other than him, Damsgaard, of course, performing very well, wanted by some big clubs, Liverpool, Tottenham and Inter all interested. Also wanted by bigger clubs, we've got Brian Mbeumo wanted by, Brighton, Leicester and Hoffenheim, who, those are arguable at this point, I think, when we look at the league table. Then Rösler's wanted by Frankfurt. They did make an offer, but we rejected it because it was rubbish. Lloyd Kelly, unfortunately, he's been complaining about how little he's been playing, which, to be fair, he has played very little. He's only played 7 appearances. He's now exploring options at the end of his contract, which expires at the end of next season, so I would expect to see some movement with Lloyd Kelly quite soon. Also on the way out, of course, Pontus Jansson. I haven't played him yet this season because he is old and slow, and you can see that here that he's joining Anderlecht at the end of this season when his contract expires. And look, I guess it vindicates my decision that he hasn't exactly gone to another top club. I mean, obviously Anderlecht are a good side in Belgium, and they probably play European football, I assume, but it's not like he's gone across to Chelsea or something like that, clearly that he was on his way out. Also wanted, Rico Henry is wanted by Marseille as well. Christopher Ayer is wanted by Inter and Atletico Madrid. We still have that promise with him that if we receive a bid for 40 million, he will go. Just nobody's actually put in that offer yet, so he's still ours for the time being at least. If you look at our goal scorers, of course it is Ivan Toney, then a number of people who are contributing and pitching in, and looking at the assists, it's a number of people that are pitching in. No real huge standouts other than obviously Toney with the goals, but I mean, he's playing just about every game up front. So, I mean, you'd hope that he's scoring goals, I guess. Other than that, I mean, not too much to report home about, other than if we go to our fixtures. So the last game you were here for, of course, was this Liverpool fixture that I've got selected here. A 4-2 loss it was. We've then gone on an absolute incredible run. We've beaten West Brom 1-0 with a 3rd-minute goal, which is fantastic. 2-2 against Crystal Palace, which, you know, it's fine. We were away from home. I'm fine with that. We've then beaten Newcastle 6-4. An absolutely ridiculous match. You can see up above my head here, hat-tricks for both Mbeumo and Daichi Kamada, which is absolutely sensational. Also sensational, we beat Manchester City. We have beaten Manchester City 1-0, Ivan Toney with the goal. Then against Tottenham, we lost whatever. They had a red card and we managed to lose from what should be a good position. We also lost to West Ham. Again, I'll take that. From those 4 fixtures, including West Ham, so Newcastle, City, Tottenham, and West Ham. If you'd told me we were getting 6 points out of that, pretty content with that. We've then beaten Leicester 3-1, Bournemouth 3-0, Chelsea we beat 4-2. Donyell Marlin finally breaking his duck. He'd gotten to about 40 matches without scoring, which is absolutely ridiculous. Then we beat Brighton and Hove Albion. Donyell Marlin scoring yet again. Absolutely sensational stuff. Then against Wolves, who I feel like we've had struggles against. Like you see here, we lost to them earlier in the season. We've drawn with them here, thanks to an Evan Ferguson goal, who I feel like scored last time. He scored both of them last time. Maybe we need to buy him so that he stops scoring against us. And then most recently, and I know it doesn't seem like much, that we've beaten Solihull Moors 3-0. Thanks to 2 goals from Vitaly Janelt and a goal for Nico Williams, who at that point had been pushed forward to play striker. Oh, right winger, rather, not striker. It doesn't seem like much. But, as you see here, the only other cup fixture this season, in the Carabao Cup, we got knocked out straight away. If you go back to last season, Carabao Cup against Wolves, got knocked out straight away. FA Cup against Everton, got knocked out straight away. So, in 4 attempts, this game here is our first actual win in a cup competition. Again, I understand it's against Solihull Moors, and I'm not going to claim that, you know, it was ever supposed to be much of a competition, and, you know, I did very much rotate the side and start, like, as you can see here, Donyell, I don't know if you can, yeah, just above my head here, started Donyell Marlin and he didn't perform, but we won a cup fixture, and that's all I can ask for. That is absolutely brilliant. Let's have a look at the league table and the other competitions. So, as you can see on your screen here, we are in the 3 competitions, of course, already knocked out of the Carabao Cup by Tottenham on penalties. Then, in the FA Cup, we are up against Sheffield Wednesday, rather. I'm clearly off my face. It is just great to be in a cup competition and be progressing. That's all. I don't really care how far we get. I'm so glad that we've just competed and we haven't been drawn against a top side and we've been able to get through. As for the Premier League, though, last season we, you know, had people saying that it was time for us to get sacked. We were languishing around, you know, bottom of the table, relegation places up until probably about January, and then started to get a little bit clear and ended up finishing 11th. This time, we're 8th. We are 8th. We are 8th. I cannot believe that. So we've beaten Chelsea, we've beaten Newcastle, who are in 6th and 7th. We've beaten Manchester City, who are in 2nd. And we're, you know, what's that, 15, 14 points, 13? Man, maths is not my strong suit. We're well clear, let's say that. We're well clear of the drop zone. We're looking up rather than down, which is absolutely ridiculous to say. I feel like we didn't, you know, necessarily make, you know, huge, gigantic changes this season. I feel like really the only change, if we go to the tactics, the only change, as we talked about before, don't pay attention to this lineup. I haven't done the lineup for today's fixture yet, so pay no attention to what you see on your screen, other than we've changed, obviously, as I spoke about in the last video, the inverted wing backs. So we're now playing with much more of a narrow base, so that we're not really, so that we're better in the transitions, basically, so we're not getting just lumped over, which is a very big problem. The other thing that I have changed, and funnily enough, I think the game that I changed it, where are we? So I think I changed it for this game, perhaps, the Crystal Palace game. So just before we scored 6 goals here, the other change, very minimal, is that Ivan Toney's now a complete forward. I had it as an advanced forward for, you know, the whole time we've been here. Changed it to a complete forward, and we scored 8 goals in the next 2 games, which is a bit ridiculous. But all that has also meant, oh man, there's so much to tell you guys about. If we look at Mr. Spike Dollar, here he is. He's got a contract through to 2028. I've taken the least amount of money just because I respect my club. He is contracted now for another 3 seasons, so through to the end of the 27-28 season. Previously, up until I think it was only a couple of weeks ago that we signed that contract. Contract was actually expiring at the end of this season, so if it had ended up that we, didn't get a new contract, we were leaving, which is still open to us. We may end up leaving depending on what offers come to us and what jobs become available and that sort of thing. But at this stage, I'm pretty damn happy exactly where we are with the progress we're making, with the great coach that we do have. I'm pretty damn content. Let me know what you guys think, though. Of course, I'm willing to listen, and perhaps at the end of the season we can look at, some potential teams that we should have a look at to maybe move to. Let me know what you reckon. The aim of the series, even rather, is to win the Champions League. So it doesn't matter to me if it's with Brentford or if it's with Barcelona. I don't know. I don't care. You let me know what you reckon, and we'll work towards it. Anyway, that's enough of a wrap up from me. My voice is hurting because I feel like I haven't stopped talking in 15 minutes. Let's go through to our lineup for today's fixture, and I'm going to have a little bit of a break, have a bit of a drink of water maybe. So this is lineup we are going to go with today away at the King Power. Of course, we did, in those fixtures that we were just going through, beat Leicester fairly recently. I think it was in December, so maybe about a month ago. And now, the lineup, though, we are going with is Lafont in goals. The back 4, I guess, is Roslev, Aya, Ndika, and Rico Henry. Midfield, I guess, sort of the way that it works out is Norgard is the holder or the halfback with Janelt and Kamada ahead of him. Kamada being the Mazzala. Then on the wings, it is Mbuemo and Damsgaard, who will be cutting inside and trying to set up Ivan Toney, hopefully. Let's head through, see how we get on. I'm very excited. I'm hoping that we just continue on the form that we've been showing, because it looks like I've done something. It looks like if there was a difficulty button, it looks like I've changed it. A lot of changes for this Leicester side, which does look weird. Media are giving us a lot of credit, which is just great to see. Hasn't happened yet in this save. It happened a bunch in the our Sevilla series, and we sort of banked on that and used it a whole lot. Looking at their lineup, they are in terrible form. A number of changes to I guess the Leicester that we know and don't really love right now because they're in relegation, and then our side, great form. Everything's pointing towards probably a win for Leicester, I guess. They are in 10th, though they have been on a bit of a free fall thanks to that those last 5 fixtures where they picked up 2 points, I think it was. Whereas we have been absolutely sensational with our Mohawk and everything. Here we go through to the match. We'll hit them with an encouraged, nice and an early shot there for Leicester, which is a bit scary. Hopefully my mic sounds good. Obviously, as you can tell, I've moved it down a bit so that it's not impacting what you're seeing here, and you're not, you can see all of my shirt and stuff like that. Let me know if it's a problem, but obviously I will already. That's not a penalty. Surely that's not a penalty. That looked like just a good tackle, really. Surely not. I mean, I couldn't really tell if it was in the box or not in the box, but come on, man. Come on. Seriously. Let's be serious. Oh, no. Sod off. My God. That was so weak. It just looked like a normal tackle. It looked like Damsgaard got the ball and the ball flew away and everything. Instead, it is 1-0 to Leicester. That is rubbish. And this is what, of course, look at the fans going mental. They've probably got those clappers going nuts. Really annoying. It's 1-0 to Leicester. Maddison goes down the middle. Lafont jumps out of the way. It is what it is. We need to pick ourselves up, and we'll hit them with a nice fire up. Let's get our head in the game, all High School Musical style. Hopefully we can start to pick it up from there. It's just classic Football Manager. As I said, we have been in such great form. We've beaten this side recently. They're in terrible form, and they get a cheeky, easy penalty straight away from kickoff, basically. It was 8 minutes in, but from kickoff, really. We're yet to really do anything, and it is here a highlight for Leicester. Corner headed away. Luke Thomas gets it back. Oh, stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Did we not give away penalties in the Liverpool game too? I'm sure we did. And here we go. No penalty. All right. The Football Manager gods aren't that cruel to us today. But Jesus, we should goddamn do something. We've started to keep the ball okay. We've had a second shot now, but we need to sort it out. This is, I mean, we're starting to do something. Just a lot down the left-hand side. Nothing on the right-hand side. I don't know why. Nothing on the left-hand side. I mean, on our right-hand side. Is that Ruoslev's problem? Maybe that's Ruoslev's problem? I'm not sure. Bugger off. Don't care about getting stuck in, because I want to get stuck in. I want us to win the ball back. It has meant that we do have the most yellow cards in the league, and we have, you know, missed players for periods of time. I mean, actually, I think, like, we're in January, and we've only had, I think Christopher Ayer and Daichi Kamada have missed a match because of suspension, and it's like, that's not too bad. That's pretty decent. I've definitely jinxed myself there, but it is what it is. We're heading through to half time here. We've done next to nothing, really. So, you know, that's not brilliant. We just have to go with the same thing, man. Like, I can't even tell them that they've been decent, because they just really haven't. Alright, we've got a bunch of people motivated and seeming inspired. We'll hit them with a nice fire up to start the second half. We need to, even it out and start to get things happening down the other side. The first sub is likely to involve Roslev, so that we get, like, I guess Nico Williams might do a better job of playing as the inside forward and getting us further up on that side of the pitch. But, you know, as we're looking at it, we just, look, we're having more chances now, which is good news. We just need to actually, you know, have a highlight, which is kind of ridiculous that we had 2 highlights, and one was a penalty, one was a no penalty shout. Goodness me. All right, 62 minutes in. God, I hate this. Can you just stay? Why is that an option? Nobody wants to look at the team like this. Just leave it out. Anyway, I'm now starting to get angry at other things because the game isn't working out for me. Do we want to make any other changes while we're here? No, not at this stage, I think. I'm thinking about maybe Norgard coming. Maybe we'll just switch those 2 around, because I think, like Norgard, I think, is probably a better passer than Janelt, so it probably makes more sense for Norgard to push further forward than Janelt. Let's go with it for now and just see what happens. Hopefully, we can start to pick things up and, you know, make a bit of a difference. We've only made the one sub. Here is a highlight, though, before we've even made that sub. Ball over the top from Janelt for Damsgaard. Damsgaard into the box, cleared by Castagna. Now it is Pats and Daka moving away with it. You can see there we did have a very, like, through the middle of the pitch, very compact and not much room for them to move around in. So I think it has helped us stop the counter-attacks. There's a good ball from Kamada for Damsgaard. Cleared by, Castagna, Rico Henry, blocked by Wout Face. Unlucky, damn it. That would have been a great time to score. Then we get to make our sub, and it's starting to look like we are the better side. I'll hit them with an encourage, because I think we have been really good this second half, especially at containing them. And if you see the pass map, I'll just pause it here. You can see that these are the 2 centre backs and then the half back, very much almost in between them. Our the pass map in general then is very, very narrow, and as I said before, I think that's working for us, because it really has helped to limit those transitions, really, because we already have bodies in there. This looks weird for some reason. What's happened? There we go. I don't know why that happened. What subs are we going to make to try and win the game? I don't like the idea of taking Ivan Toney off. Like, it just doesn't really make sense to me. Rico Henry hasn't been good, so I can bring on another wide back, but I'm not sure how much difference wide back. It sucks having both Shirky and Michael Elise out for an extended period of time, because it really limits the attacking substitutions we can make. Like, we can, like, Kamada can come off for Bidstrup. We can bring on Daniel Marlin for someone, but then Damsgaard's the best performer on the pitch for us. Like, I guess we'll take Ivan Toney off? I don't know. No, I'm not taking Ivan Toney off. It just feels stupid. We're not taking him off. We're going to put Marlin on left wing, taking Mbuemo off, and then Matthijs Jensen, maybe? Yeah, we'll bring on Jensen for Kamada. just because we need to try something, we need to do something. Something's got to give. Something's got to change. Shortly, perhaps when it hits the 80-minute mark, we'll change up the tactics and start to go a bit more hell for leather, I suppose. Start to throw things forward, because really at this point nothing has really happened for us. And a yellow card there for Janelt. So we've got 2 subs yet to make as well. So I guess we can... Alright, we're at the 80-minute mark. We're going to hit them with a demand more. Demi more. Stop doing that. Jeebus. Alright, Janelt is now tired. So we'll move Norgard back there. Bring on Bidstrup, as if that's going to fix anything. We've then got 1 sub left. We can move Daniel Marlin up front. Alright, this is going to seem stupid, but what I'm going to do is Aaron Hickey for Tony, then Aaron Hickey for Daniel Marlin. So Daniel Marlin's now up front, Damsgaard's back to the left, and Nico Williams can come up and play on the right wing. He scored for us the other day playing right wing. I know it was against Solihull Moors, and this is a bit of a different proposition against Leicester today when we're struggling, but it just gives us that something different, someone who's wanting to go around the outside as opposed to someone who's cutting on the inside. We'll start to go a bit more direct and see how we go, basically. Daniel Marlin now the striker. Ivan Toney is off. What? That was weird. Ivan Toney's off. He didn't really contribute. We're going to hope that someone can do something in the remaining 10 minutes or so. Go to very attacking. Let's see what happens. It doesn't seem like much is going to happen. This has been a non-event. Oh god. It does again show that we're not conceding much. We're doing well at containing teams. Just this really hasn't showcased how good we've been attacking, and maybe that is down to lacking Shirky and Elise and you know, the players who do play every game now, Damsgaard and Buemo, Ivan Toney. They're probably a bit tired, and look, it is what it is. It's okay, I guess. So it hasn't gone to plan. Look, it is what it is. Like, we're going to lose games every now and then, and that's just the way it's going to be, little darling. Like, we can't necessarily just go on the up and up and up. There's going to be games that we don't perform and we don't get the results. But we're clearly making progress, and we're getting there, and we will get there, basically. Next video, what we're going to come back for is, weirdly enough, because I feel like we just play the top teams a lot on these videos, we end up being like, oh, what's going to be exciting to watch? Let's play against a top team. We're going to play against the very bottom team, West Brom. So we've got Villa, West Ham, United, FA Cup against Sheffield Wednesday, Tottenham, Manchester City, Newcastle. Geez, that's a rubbish run of fixtures, isn't it? Like, our league fixtures, United, Tottenham, City, Newcastle, Liverpool, Arsenal. Rubbish. We're going to see the West Brom game, though, and if you look at the table here, West Brom have won 1 of 24 fixtures. So, hopefully when you tune in for the next video, it's a good performance, good result. Maybe we'll be out of form, though, with those other fixtures around. Hopefully not. Anyway, that'll wrap up today's video, guys. Make sure you do leave us that like down below. Subscribe if you're new around here. Comment what you thought of the video, who you think we should buy, sell, get rid of, change with the tactics, anything like that. Let me know down below. And until next time, when we go again, hopefully competing for an actual European place, which is ridiculous to say. Peace.